I found out on the first night of my wedding that I was pregnant. Without a doubt, my brother's child was growing in my womb. Yet just 5 hours earlier, I had read the 3 vows and married the man my family had arranged. If this news became public now, the world would become hell for me. I would have to lose everything, my father's house, my in-laws' house. Sitting in the living room with eyes full of fear, Piazza Arnold gasped a few times as he said those words. The warm, salty water of sweat dripped down his scalp. The tears also seemed to break the dam. Niharika! She stopped walking silently and stood up straight. She opened the half-open door of the room and stopped as she was about to enter her new sister-in-law's room. What did she hear with her own ears? Is her sister-in-law really pregnant? Is someone else's illegitimate child growing in her sister-in-law's womb? Niharika's head spun like a whirlwind. At this moment, she couldn't find a way to do anything. She was desperate to know how to tell her family about this great scandal. Suddenly, her restless gaze fell on her sister-in-law's elder brother, the young, handsome Rupal. Stepping through the crowd of guests, he was entering the house with the chira, muri, fruits, and various kinds of pithapolis brought from their house. Although Niharika had been in love with Rupal for a long time, at this moment she was quite angry with Rupal. She burst into anger and quickly walked towards Rupal. He stood facing the tired Rupal, who was looking tired from overwork. Rupal's busy gaze fell on Niharika. A little surprised, Rupal raised a pair of eyebrows and asked, "What happened? Can you say something?" Niharika stopped herself from shouting and revealing her sister's infamy. She didn't want to make a scene in front of the guests in the house. It would only bring bad name to them. It would bring bad name to their family in the society. Suppressing her anger a little, she gritted her teeth and whispered, "Come to the side, we have a conversation." Rupal found the matter quite amusing. With a sense of humor like a movie hero, he pulled the collar of his sweaty Punjabi shirt back. He looked around and said in a rather sarcastic tone, "What do you say? Tell me right here. I'm not in the habit of going on the side with girls. Even from my side, I'm still 100% pure and virgin man. Just because you're single doesn't mean you have to go on the side, right? I'm not messing with you, stupid. If you say anything here, you'll lose your own honor. Your sister will be a scandal." Rupal was forced to take the matter seriously this time. He looked at Niharika with a quick gaze. Putting down the pots of fried rice from his hands, he walked towards the balcony following Niharika. Both of them stood side by side in a quiet place. Without any hesitation, Niharika said to Rupal in a hoarse voice, "What did you say before the wedding?" "Your sister didn't have any affairs, did she?" Rupal replied with a surprised look on her face. "Yes, it wasn't." This question suddenly? Niharika, angrier than before, said, "So how did your sister get pregnant?" In an instant, Rupal's whole body felt prickly. His face changed color. He was very surprised and said in a dull voice, "What? What are you talking about?" "I'm telling you the truth. If you don't believe me, go ask your sister the truth. Only then will you get the answer. You know my sister better than me, right? I've known my sister for 22 long years. You're going to make all sorts of comments about her in just 2 days of knowing her, and I'm going to believe everything? Is it that simple?" "Hey, listen!" Speak in a low voice. "I've known your sister for 2 days, but you haven't known her in 22 years. If you don't believe me, go ask your sister what she did. What sin did she want to put on my brother's shoulders? Go ask her." Rupal did not stand still for a moment. He rushed to Piazza's house with a stormy pace. As soon as he entered the room, he saw Piazza taking off all the gold jewelry from her village and sitting on the floor, crying with her forehead buried in her hands. He had almost forgotten that this was his in-law's house in his lowliness. He could not expose his evil deeds here. He had to keep his secret. Seeing Piazza's miserable condition, Rupal's fear began to grow. He began to lose faith in his sister. Walking slowly, he bent his knees and sat next to Piazza. He said in a dry voice, "What's wrong with you, huh? Why are you crying?" Finding a place of refuge, Piazza immediately hugged RuPaul. She cried hysterically and said, "A huge mistake has been made, my brother. Please forgive me. I fall at your feet, brother. Please forgive me. Tell me what happened first." "I might be about to become a mother, bro." Just then, RuPaul jumped a foot away from Piazza. He looked at Piazza in shock. His mind stopped working. He became disoriented. He said in an unbelievable voice, "What are you talking about, Piazza? You mean you're going to be a mother? Are you crazy?" Piazza cried, wringing her hands and saying, "Forgive me, brother. Please forgive me. I tricked you." RuPaul was speechless. He started breathing erratically. His whole body was drenched in sweat. He sat down completely speechless with his head in his hands. At this moment, he was in extreme despair. In the meantime, Niharika entered the room by pushing the door. His mother, father, and brother were with him. It was impossible to look at their faces. It was as if fireballs were coming out of their eyes. It didn't take long to realize that Niharika had done what she wanted to do. Of course, this was not unusual. No one would want to harm their own family by holding their hands. Seeing the terrifying appearance of everyone present, Piazza and RuPaul trembled with fear. RuPaul hurriedly got up from his seat and pulled Piazza up from his seat. RuPaul stood next to Piazza as a shield. Both of them stood with their heads bowed in a guilty manner. Piazza also understood that everyone in his in-laws' house knew about his wickedness. Just then, Piazza's groom Nihal came and looked Piazza in the eyes and asked in a stern voice, "Is everything Niharika said true? Are you really pregnant?" Piazza, sobbing and crying, nodded her head in agreement. She didn't want to deny the truth anymore. It was already too late. It was better to admit the truth before the situation worsened. The one who committed the sin will have to be punished for that sin. Just then, in front of RuPaul, Nihal's hot hand slapped Piazza's soft cheek. Nihal, filled with hatred, said, "Shit, you worthless girl! Did I marry this worthless girl out of love for her beauty?" The atmosphere instantly became completely silent. Seeing her sister being beaten and hearing harsh words in front of her eyes, RuPaul's blood ran hot. Despite the injustice, she instantly took her sister's side and became angry. She moved Piazza away from her and stood facing Nihal. She gritted her teeth and said, "How dare you raise your hand against my sister's house, huh? We will punish my sister for the wrong she has done, not you or yours." Nihal and his parents immediately became furious. Before Nihal's parents could say anything to RuPaul, Nihal lost his temper and said to RuPaul, "Isn't the mother of a thief so loud? She's a liar on top of a thief. Has your sister only done wrong? Your sister has committed a sin. She's a bad girl. She got into an illicit relationship before marriage. She's even pregnant. What do you think? I'm going to have a family with this disgraced girl. Luckily, my sister heard everything. Otherwise, she would have given birth to this illegitimate child as my own." Nihal's father, Ashraf Sikder, stopped Nihal and said to RuPaul in a loud voice, "Take your sister out of this house. The divorce papers will reach your house in a few days. Your naughty sister has left a stain on my innocent son's life. Are we just going to leave you like this because we are very polite people? Otherwise, there would have been a fight here. The police would have been involved, but we are not one to sit idly by. We will file a defamation case against you." RuPaul silently endured all the insults. Where her sister was 100% to blame, she had nothing to say. Rather, it was better to bear everything with her mouth shut. RuPaul, sad and helpless, left the house with her sister. All the relatives looked at them strangely. Seeing Piazza crying, suspicion arose in everyone's mind. Everyone started whispering behind their backs. They started wondering where her brother was going with his new wife in the darkness of this night. Niharika and her parents somehow managed to convince the guests and sent them home. Meanwhile, they too were overcome with grief. The wedding house had become a dead house. On the road, Rupal did not say a single word to Piazza. He sat with his head bowed in a fragile state. He had somehow taken on the form of a statue. No words came out of his mouth. Piazza tried many times on the road to talk to Rupal, but Rupal stopped him every time. He said that he would tell him what he wanted to say when he reached home. Rupal's mother, Nazneen Begum, was shocked as soon as she opened the main door of the house and saw Rupal and Piazza. Looking at the crying Piazza, she frowned and said, "What's the matter? Are you here?" Immediately, Piazza burst into tears and hugged her mother. She said in a low voice, "Please forgive me, mother. I could not uphold the honor of your family. I am the son of your scoundrel." Nazneen Begum looked at Rupal with a shocked look. She said in a trembling voice,